DC800 series network matrix, including two standalone models, DC804 and DC808, and two modular types, DC816 and DC830. The standalone DC804 offers 4 HDMI output. The DC808 offers 8-channel HDMI output. The module DC816 can have maximum 8 decoding card for 16-channel HDMI output. The DC832 can have maximum 16 decoding card for 32 HDMI output. The DC800 series network matrix is compatible with OnWIF and H.265/264. It offers 4K decoding capability. It codes Decoder IP, PTZ, NVR stream, or RTSP stream, and display video on its output. Every card offers 2-channel HDMI output with maximum 64 window splits. Perfect video wall management, including split, splicing, picture-in-picture, plane, cruise. The operation is very simple, like analog system. Also, we'd like share research and development ideas here also. In past time, we received lots of feedback that customers prefer to have a decoder or a IP matrix can be very easy to operate IP cameras and PTZs. Also, the operation should be very simple and easy to remember the code. This is a key idea for our R&D. Call a camera into a window on video screen was a goal. The command structure is simple, like one camera, one monitor. To switch camera 1 to display on monitor 1. Wire the joystick arrows for precise operation of PTZ. This is the idea behind the development of this DC800 serial network matrix. The PTZ is operated much like a typical analog PTZ system, with each PTZ being assigned an IP address on the network switcher, and the communication path and the language is over IP protocol. Now let's browse main features about this IP matrix. Currently OnWIF and H.265, H.264 compatible is a basic requirement. This unit can support this standard also. Also, it supports network media input also. DC800 supports multiple output resolution. Also, it can manually set output resolution. Output supports maximum 4K. Also, it supports 4K, 1080p, 1080i, 722p, the one video formats. Every module card offers 2-channel 4K or 16-channel 820p or 32-channel 720p decoding and display. It supports video splitting output. It can have up to 64 windows split on one monitor. This unit supports cruise, plane, split, splicing, display mode. It supports plane configuration and management. Support intelligent connection. Also, it can have audio input and audio output. Its alarm linkage trigger can be set. Also, it have OSD camera label. Time warning message can be overlap on the displayed the video. It supports multiple label program. It can configure label position freely. DC800 IP matrix offers a NAT client software. This software allows the operators to graphically configure the video wall and discover the IP cameras present on the local air network, that's LAN. Also, NKB800 keyboard controller can work with DC800 network matrix for precise operation. We'd like to introduce typical application here also. Here is a typical layout for the DC800 IP matrix decoder. It have video from the LAN, network cameras, IVAs, even NVR stream. Also, its NAT client can configure the matrix, for example, plane, cruise, and so on. The NKB800 keyboard can operate all systems. It can switch cameras. It can call video plane or video cruise. That's a very useful layout. We have mentioned the port description already of these 4 models already. It displays a back panel information here. Just like we have introduced, we have 4-channel HDMI out, 8-channel output. That's 2 standalone. Also, we have modular chassis for the A15 and A30. Let's browse main specification of DC800 network matrix switcher here. Mainly video parameters. We have introduced almost the key specification parameters already, and also the audio. We'd like indicate some information about the management. It supports multi-user login and logout. Also, it can set user operation permission. Also, we can offer SDK for the second time development. Configuration and operation will take some label in practice. So let's spend about 20 minutes to indicate details about operation. Now, let's go to the second part about the operation. Good morning. Real pleasure to have this chance to introduce Holowits network matrix system to you. Let's start from the system topological graph. Please make sure the network matrix switcher, IP camera, keyboard, net client software PC in same lane. Also, we'd like to remind this computer for the net client should be set one segment and one IP address only. Also, please close Wi-Fi. And the HDMI output of the matrix have had connected to the monitors. After above hardware setup is completed, let's go to configure net client software. Please find IP configure and copy it to desktop. And you will see this interface. Click clear and then click search. You will see information about this IP matrix, mainly on IP address, subnet mask, and gateway. Click and then click IP config. You will see this interface. Now you can start to revise IP address, subnet mask, gateway. And you can click and double click, then revise the number, and then OK. One important, please note when you revise IP information of this matrix, please click restart. The reboot will take about 15 seconds. During the reboot, there's no any information in this line. When you click search, it will display information of this IP matrix. You can see the revised IP matrix here. Till now, we can go to next stage. Please double click matrix client. It will display this interface, and now you can import the IP address here. Default username is admin, default password 12345. Log in, and it will display the main interface of net client. And you will, from the left to the right, you can see preview, TV wall, configure, maintenance for information. Okay, now let's go to the main information about the configure. You will see device, board, screen, serial ports, hosts, cameras, macro switch, alarm, user, IP table. The boards. Let's go to the boards first. Click. And you will see board list here. And this is the first step. We should check quantity of boards. In this sample, shows 5 boards in its physical slots. So it should be displayed 5 boards here. And you know, we have the model DC804. That means 2 boards. 808 means 4 boards here. Same way A16, A30. That will have 8 board and 16 board. Every board will display its IP. First board is the main board of the IP matrix. Okay. Second, let's go to users. And when we log in this net client, usually admin is default user. You can set different user 1 or test, user 2, depend on the application. Also, you can add or delete. Let's delete. Yes. And also you can set the password to every user. And enable, or when you can set it can log in directly, or it need import the password then log in. Also, you can see different system configuration here. Then please ensure to save. You will see save success, then click OK. Now let's go to cameras. And in this interface, it will display all video sources, including on-wave, RTSP, encoder, KVM, and forwarding. And then you will see a total. That means all information, all video sources. And in this demonstration system, we have 4 cameras here. So you can see, let's see on-wave. Let's take some minutes to explain on-wave. You know, on-wave camera support on-wave is a main feature. So let's demonstrate here. And it should be search and find and authenticate and permit, then add to the camera list. So let's try here. Probe, that means search. And in our demonstration system, we set 4 cameras in the system, and you can see the IP, name, location, and authenticate. Let's try. For example, 6.120. Its username, admin, password, admin 12345. We can try here. If we use long password, let's check if it can pass the permission. It will display failed. Okay, let's try the second camera, 6.214. Let's revise and in type the right password. Permit. You will see success. Okay. Let's try 6.218. Four, five, six. Failed. Okay, let's come back to the first one, 6.120. Password admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Let's see. We can try to revise the password of the number 3. Good. So we can try here to delete. Then we can add 1, 2, 3, and we add the number 4 camera into the list. Finally, please remember, click Save to keep all setting into the camera list. It is very important step. Then OK. This 3 camera has added into the camera list, so we can go to the next stage. Now let's go to the next item, the screens. The screens means monitors. You know, the network matrix system will have physical HDMI output, and this output will have HDMI monitors. And in this interface, you will see the layout of monitors. First step, please clean and create. The numbers will show or will display how many monitors in these systems and how many monitors connected to the network matrix. Okay. In this demonstration system, the network matrix have had connected 4 monitors only. So we should double check the physical relationship of the monitors to the network matrix. I have had no this relationship, so we delete the not real monitors here, one by one. We can move the monitor. And to this step, so we should clear which HDMI port connected the physical monitor 1, same way to monitor 2, 3, and 4. Then save. So we finish the layout of the monitor. Okay, now let's go to macro switches. In the macro switches, including 3 types switch, you can see here: partial switch, group switch, and separate switch. And in order to make very clear about these switches, let's see the interface. First, we have had built partial switch, group switch, and separate switch. Let's see here. The partial switch, and the partial switch is to build a camera group. This group can work any monitor designated. That means I can build camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, and camera 1, 2, 3 to this group. Then it can work on any one monitors. Second, group switch. Comparing to partial switch, the group switch have window. So that means the camera group can work on one window or some windows. Windows mean monitors. Okay, then let's go to separate switch. In the separate switch, you will see separate model. That means we should set how many separate we will set first. So this type switch will be the camera group can work on separated monitors. The monitor could be any one. Okay, then save. After the part of configuration, let's go to TV wall and preview. TV wall. You can see a layout. On the light, there's a layout. We can set screens. That means we can have many types choice to make plane or make the group. Also, on the left, we can see camera list. This camera list means it have had added in the camera list already. So we can see here 4 cameras. And then we can see here preview. This is real-time video. It can preview and display real-time video here. That means planes and macro switch. Now let's spend some minutes on the planes. Planes means current screen layout. That means planes. We have had set some planes here already. For example, plane 1. This layout, there's no any cameras. I can take camera and on the monitors it will display its video. It's very simple to operate. And if you need store this layout, it could be a plane. And this is plane 2 we have had set. This plane you will see different information. There's M1. Okay, let me show you another plane. Okay, Also, this is only one camera, one screen. That means 4 monitors. One monitors display 1 cameras. So that means splice. 4 monitor splice 1 screen, 1 window to display 1 video. That's 1 plane. You can see plane ID. This is plane 6. Okay, let's go to plane 5. You cannot see camera number. It's only a screen, but no video. And when you take camera to display here, it could be the plane 6. Okay, let's edit. Try. You can see C2 Win 18. Okay. ID 7. Name 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 Win. Edit. Okay. So we switch and come back. So you will see the plane 7. Next, let's demonstrate how to run and stop the macro switches. You know, the macro switches including patrol switch, group switch, and spread switch. And we have made 3 samples in this system. Okay, first, we can delete and remove all. Yes. Then rebuild the screen and click patrol 1, display to Win 1. You will see M1. That means macro 1. Okay, macro 2. You will see the macro 2. Okay, let's try macro 3. And if you want to stop the macro switch, you can choose. You will see the frame here. Then click, and once the M number disappears, that means it's a stop. Same way to the spread switch. Okay, that's the operation. Then let's demonstrate the TV wall. First, remove all windows. This type is always empty. Build the window first. And then click. You will see a frame. Right click. You can set different models. Same way. And if we want to splice by this way, then click splice, and you can take camera to display here. And also we can try to create PIP. PIP means picture in picture. Okay. This is the second layer. We can adjust its size. Move to the right corner. You can move the PIP to any way. We have a suggestion. Usually PIP should be built in the 1 card. That means monitor 1, monitor 2 is in same one physical card. So it's when we have the PIP, you can see the monitors, and we take camera to display here. So you will see the PIP. This means 2 layers pictures. It's a very good selling point. And if you want to delete, let's remove. Okay. And also for the PTZ control, you can click and to have the PTZ control here. This direction, lens control. Okay. In the main interface, let's go to the preview. We have had demonstrate configuration TV wall. Now let's go to preview. Preview interface is very similar to the TV wall. We can see here, and you can have different types here. 19, 16. For this demonstration, we come back to the 4 screens, and you can take camera and to display here. Then let's go to the next part, and we have had indicated the preview TV wall configure. Now let's go to the maintenance. Maintenance is a very important part. You can see the software update, date backup, date recovery, and reboot. And usually when we send you a new firmware, we suggest customers and partners to update the firmware, the software here, and click, then choose the sources to update. And also if you have 10, 20 unit matrix, and you will use same firmware, and for example, I can copy the firmware or copy the configuration to another unit. You can use this one. Also, when you change IP, and should reboot the matrix to make it enable. Okay. Now let's go to part 3 about the keyboard introduction.
If you have any questions, you can type in at the Q&A area, and we will leave the Q&A part at the end of the presentation.
Okay, let's continue. The NKV 800 network keyboard controller.
The screen is not changing.
Okay, to move.
No.
Can you see in general? Moment, let me check. How about now?
No, it's still.
Okay, let's start.
Yeah, just reshare. Yeah.
That will be fine.
That's cool.
Okay. The NKB 800 network keyboard controller is a network keyboard can decoder, IP camera, and display video on its inner screen. It has a 4D joystick, offers precise PTZ operator and snapshot. One channel HDMI output can have 25 window split. It's a good choice for solution of small station like metro station. Besides, NKB 800 keyboard could be controller of DC 800 IP matrix or IVS. The NKB 800 network keyboard offers some very practical features. It has a 7-inch screen which can display camera video, and also it's a 4D joystick. It's very good for the precise operation on PTZ and snapshot. One channel HDMI output could have split like one channel, 4 splits, 9 splits, 16 splits, and 25 splits. When display video, the screen can be alternative for Cineros display or not. And also we'd like to indicate typical application of the network keyboard. The application 1, the NKB 800 can decoder IP camera directly. From this layout, we can see in the lens the keyboard can decoder and display camera video on its inner screen, and also it can output the video screen to the monitors. The output can have maximum 25 splits. This is application 2. We have had mentioned the NKB 800 keyboard could be the controller of the DC 800 IP matrix. It can operate the switcher, the cameras, operate PTZs, and also it can call cruise call planes which settled in the net client. Let's browse the NKB 800 keyboard from its size. It's a main keyboard control. It has its size. This is the front view. And let's go to the rear panel. We can see a USB port. This is for the storage. It can support USB flash up to 2 GB. including a 7-inch screen, 4D joystick, and shuttle flies. One channel HDMI output, one USB port for the storage for the snapshot, and it needs 20 voltage for the power supply. Command list, and from the command list we can find the operation commander is not complicated. And for example, preset key will read the preset list. And now let's go to the part 4 of operation guide of the keyboard. Please find IP configure, double click. Same way to search, clear search. We can see the information of the keyboard 800 network keyboard, and also we will find the IP information. And if you want to revise IP information, click here and IP configure. Then we can revise the IP and OK. Then we should reboot the keyboard to make the new IP enable. Then we go to the web page. And in this web page, we will see the IP and the user name, admin, password 12345. Then log in. We will have the main interface, including control basic information, system, decoding system, and camera information. Camera information mainly is for the video sources. And first we go to the control basic information, and this information indicates model name and hardware version, software version, and also maintenance. We update the firmware of keyboard here, browse find the firmware, then update, then reboot to enable new firmware work. Configuration management. Here we can see control reboot, system, network setup. We can revise IP information by IP configure. Also we can revise IP information by web page. Also time setup. When you receive keyboard, there's a default time. We can set and follow the computer's time schedule. NTP service, user management. Admin is a basic information. That's administrator. We can revise its password. Once you revise the password of admin, please make sure you will remember the password. If you forget, nobody can help you. It should send back the keyboard to factory for its default update. we can see sales operator users in the list. This was presetted. We can add password to make this user enable. Also choose language. Then we go to the part 3, the decoder management. All port, we can see the resolution of port 1 and port 3. Port 1 is HDMI output. Port 2 is the inner LCD. We can see the resolution. And also we can set OSD, also channel name. We can make the splice screen able and disable. And part 4 is camera, that means video sources. Camera list. When you receive the keyboard, when you first operate the web page, we should delete all camera in the list. Then we go to the on-with search. Click on-with search, and it will display the cameras in the LAN. And the same way, we revise and make sure the username and password. We should type correct user and password. Then authenticate. The status display success. That means it passed authentication already. Then we add this camera to the list, and we will see the 4 cameras in the list. That means we have finished camera added to the list already. So we finish all configuration on the web page of the keyboard. When you power on the keyboard, it will display login interface. First, we suggest login by user 0. Password 12345. Enter. And then we should check its OSD menu. From the left to right, it will be back right, network, mainly the IP information. You know, we will set IP address mask gateway in the web page. Also, it can revise IP information here in the keyboard directly. Site. This keyboard could be matrix controller, and also it can decoder network camera directly, so it can add matrix IP information. We have had added IP matrix 6.101 and 6.555. User, and we can edit different operator user 0, user 1, user 2, and you can set, and also you can permit different user ID on the web page, also here. After the setup, we should log out and come back to the interface of login. So we log in by user 1, password 12345, enter. And on this display, and you will see the real-time video. And serial mode means keyboard, decoder, IP camera directly, and keyboard can decoder and display IP camera stream on its inner LCD, and also it can output by its HDMI output cable. So let's try on the screen by keyboard controller of decoding on with camera directly. And first we can read back the preset information of current camera. The camera 4 is a PTZ camera. The keyboard can set preset information by the keys directly. Also, it can set preset on the web page of PTZ. One preset means call preset 1, 2 preset, 3 preset. And also we can switch cameras. On the right corner it display current win number is 201. That's mean inner monitor. Also it offer HDMI output monitor number 101 win. Let's switch to the external monitor. We can switch camera by 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera, 4 camera, and also we can use backward forwarder to switch cameras. Beside, it can decoder on with camera. Also, it can work with IP matrix to be a controller of IP matrix. Let me switch the mode to control IP matrix to mode. And on the screen it will display site 2 1 win camera win, that default setting. Now we can try to operate the IP matrix. According to the monitor, that means win number. We can use 2 win 2 camera. So you will see the camera 2 will switch to win 2, 3 camera, 4 camera. That's mode to operate IP matrix. Okay, so let's go to set the output of its HDMI. Still come back to one mode, and we want to control the HDMI output, so it should be switch to 101 win. Now we will indicate the output of HDMI 1. First, we want to switch current win number from 101 to back to 201. And when we operate joystick, and you can see the PTZ is working. Okay, we can configure the output by 9 mount, 4 mount, 1 mount, and the camera will switch to the different layout. And also we can operate one preset, two preset, one preset. That means the output of keyboard could be a complete solution. Also, we can operate PTZ. Let's try one preset. So it can very easy to call preset. Also, it can read back all presets in the list. So you will see this keyboard could be a standalone solution to have one HDMI output with 25 split. So you can switch camera video to these windows. Thank you. Now we have finished presentation already.
Okay, let's get into the Q&A part. And David will also show some general questions other partners meet to show you all the questions they meet and the solutions they get.
Okay. Question 2. It cannot use iClient S100 or S200 to manage. As a keyboard, it can work with S200. We confirm. With the record. Yes, we will upload. And now let me share some questions we have had received. Moment. Okay. Let's start from DC800 network matrix first. Oh, sorry. Let me set. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay, question 1. This is a very popular question. Can the matrix decoder or network cameras which compatible with ONVIF or H.265, H.264? Not completely, but in our experience, it can work with most network cameras. And also we have had experience to work with IP camera in the first generation. Question 2. Can the network matrix decoder stream from NVR? If the NVR stream support on WIF server, it can. Question 3. How many cameras the network matrix can decoder at the same time? According to the DC800, one module card can offer 2 HDMI output. Every card support 2 decoder, 2 channel 4K or 16 channel 1080p or 32 720p or 64 channel divan. Question 4. How many cameras the network matrix can access at the same time? Not limited on import quantity of IP camera. The decoding quantity is a key specification of the IP matrix. Question 5. VLC or on-WIF test tool can play the network matrix can decoder? Almost yes. In past years, we have had the issue is less than 1% that the matrix cannot decode. Question 6. If the matrix can aid the IP cameras not in same lane, yes, it can manually aid IP cameras not in the same lane. Question 7. When I configure picture-in-picture, we will see there will be sometimes they will have the issue, not the complete video. PIP should be on odd output 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Question 10. When firmware update, should I update the client also? Yes, please keep the versions of net client and matrix are in the same. For example, firmware of matrix is 10.11, so we suggest the net client will be 10, maybe 10.57 and so on in the same segment. Question 11. Once IP address changed, should I reboot? Yes, please reboot the matrix to ensure the IP address enable. It's necessary step. Okay. Then let's go to Q&A about the keyboard. Okay. Question 1. The network keyboard, this is very similar to the IP matrix. Question 1 and question 2 is very similar to the matrix. Okay, question 3. How many cameras the network keyboard can decoder at the same time? You know, the NKB800 keyboard offers one channel HDMI port with 25 split maximum. That means I can have 25 cameras at the same time, but also it should be follow. Another rule is one channel 4K or 16 channel 1080p or 32 720p. That means once I want to decoder 16 channel 1080p, that means the 16 video is maximum. If there's 720p, 25 cameras is no problem. Question 4 is how many cameras the network keyboard can access at the same time? No limited in the import quantity. The mainly on the decoding quantity, like the question 3. Question 5 is similar. VLC or on-wave tester can play, and most keyboard can decoder also. Question 6. Yes, it can manually aid the IP camera, not in the same lane. Question 7. Once IP address changed, it should reboot immediately to make the new IP address enable. That's Q&A. Lawrence. Hello?
Okay, so I think that's the end of our workshop. And thank you, David, for your time, and thank you for all the attendance.
Thank you for your time.